try to get as much work done as possible while I'm traveling. And I don't bring stuffing with me anymore. I try to get everything prepped and ready to go so I can finish it off when I get home. And yeah, I think I did a pretty good job of prepping a lot, and I got a lot done on the plane ride home. However, I got nothing done on the plane ride out to New York to see my son because we got stuck in every single airport. Every single flight was delayed. It was a total nightmare. And I love crocheting, and it does bring me a lot of comfort. But when you're kind of stuck between airports and you're stressed out, sometimes it's not what I need. So I read a little bit. I mostly hung out with the kids. I we got to play cards and just try to make the best of it, but it was an absolute nightmare scenario because we got delayed on the very first flight of a three flight half a day long trip, which turned into a full day trip. We ended up having to get a hotel room for part of it, and we had to get our rental car refunded, and that was a nightmare. Everything was just a nightmare. It was terrible. So I didn't get a lot of crocheting done on the way out, but on the way back, it was a lot smoother. We did have to run from one airport terminal to another in a very large airport, and that was very stressful, but we just barely made it in time. That went pretty well. This guy I was really excited to make, and I got this like tinsel stuff from Premiere that is way too fragile. So I combined it with some red thread, a high quality red thread. I don't know the name of it right now. And that's how I ended up putting it on with the bells so that I could attach the bells to the yarn because the yarn was too fat to fit through the bell hole. So I threaded it through using a bead needle, and that worked out pretty well. It was a little complicated, and in retrospect, I should have tightened it up a little bit better at the end, but I used a single crochet to crochet those bells on with the tinsel and the thread, and it turned out really cute. I was really, really proud of that. Oh, you can see the thread right there on the left-hand side. I just caught that. So yeah, it went really well. I got a lot more product done when I got home than I anticipated. We got home on what is it, like a Saturday, and the show that I was making all this for, my biggest show of the season, was on a Sunday. No, sorry, on Monday. It was on a Monday, and I had to be there by like 3, so I wasn't going to have a ton of time. Anytime we travel, when we get back, I have, got to get the laundry going and get things cleaned up, pick up the dogs, do all the things, make sure the plants are watered and all that. So it was a lot to get all this done in that short period of time, but I'm very proud of the fact that I was able to get almost everything done before the show that I wanted to get done for it. And almost all of it sold. So that was very exciting. I do go into my stress over the show in a little bit. But yeah, that turned out super cute. I love it. I want to make another one, probably just for myself. I made that snowflake in New York while it was snowing, which was super exciting. And I love it so much. I might keep that for myself too. I did want to show how I stuff these because I think it's helpful, especially when you're newer, to see how everybody does things. Sometimes they do it a little differently. And I found that when stuffing, it definitely helps to break it up. If you have too much in there, too chunked up in there, it doesn't quite sit right, and it does deflate over time, which is not something I was previously aware of. And I had just seen something about that on one of the channels I follow. They're talking about the floof deflating over time. And then lo and behold, that same day, my son brought me an old chicken that I made. It was the first chicken I ever made, and it was made terribly, way understuffed. The hook was way too big, so the holes are huge. And it is completely deflated. I am recording this because I'm hoping that it helps me find the motivation to keep working on my Christmas stuff. So I do a monthly market that is incredibly lucrative, and it I get a lot of special orders, and it's like it's a small town community kind of thing, so everybody knows everybody. If you don't know somebody, you know somebody who knows somebody. And it's super helpful. I met my husband in a very small town, kind of similar. Um, and it can be very helpful to have kind of a tight-knit community because people, are loyal to their community members. Even if there's like duplicate vendors, they tend to stick to the ones that they are there every week or are part of their community. So it's very helpful. However, the people running it are incredibly disorganized and chaotic and just awful. So it's super frustrating because they had um postponed the November market and then canceled it and then pushed it to December 1st, and reapply each time. And then I didn't get notice, and it's today, and setups at 4 o'clock, and they didn't even advertise for it very well. So I'm very frustrated, and it's like the Monday after Thanksgiving, so people are still kind of getting into the swing of things. And I have, for the love of God, I don't know why they changed the day of the week that it's on top of everything else. So it's just chaotic. The whole thing is dumb, obviously being run by people who don't understand what they're doing. It's very, very disorganized for the level that it should be at this point. They've been doing it all year long. You'd think that they'd have it down to a system that's simple to reproduce, but no. So I emailed them and I'm like, hey, and it wasn't just me. It was actually a couple other vendors who were like, what the hell, guys? I didn't get anything. So I don't know. I'll see if I get anything from them. I was just going to show up and start setting up anyway because, they're just bad at their jobs, and chances are pretty high that they just were negligent and didn't send me anything. So wish me luck on that one. But what happened is, like, I was gone for the week, visiting my older son, and I brought some stuff with me, but I got seriously behind on my goals for the show. So I'm like, I did a lot of things that need to be stuffed and sewn, and facial details need to be done, and I have a ton of work to do, but I have all of these guys that I've been finishing up and getting close, but I don't have a lot of time. And now I have zero motivation because of how just insanely unprofessional these people are. So it's frustrating. I was originally planning on only doing markets once a quarter, but I have, in the area I'm at, it's really hard to find good markets. Again, this is the biggest issue, is people will like take your money for a deposit, but then they won't advertise it. Um, and or they like oversaturate certain vendors, or whatever. It's not great. And I tried doing one with the city that was very good, but then I tried doing another one with the city which was really bad, and like way unprofessional bad. So, and I did another one. I did another event. It's just some vendor event company that didn't advertise at all. Literally, not one person came into the event. So I haven't had a good end of year season. I literally only made profit from October, and I have made no profit since then. So, because the event's being canceled and blah, 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 blah. So this will be my first event since October, like the first week of October. So it's been months, and I'm losing motivation. So I'm hoping this goes well. I don't know what to expect at this point. The weather's terrible. They did no advertising. I never got an email confirmation, so I'm just gonna show up because I verbally confirmed with them. So whatever, and we'll see what it is. And then I have another one on Friday that I've never done before, but I've heard good things about. They have a decent pull. and they do good advertising, but I haven't gotten confirmation from them either. I did pay the fee for it. I just haven't gotten confirmation, and that might be normal for them. I'm hoping I get something today. I'm probably going to go ahead and text a friend of mine who works with them to be like, "Hey, is this normal? Should I worry that I have zero events that are going to be good this month, like during the busiest time of year for stuffed animals?" I'm just so flustered. Like as a business owner, now I'm doing this full time. It's becoming more apparent that I need to spend more time making uh evergreen content, making videos. It's just now as I'm looking at this video, I'm realizing it's in this size and I need to do it this way because it's a longer format. I have a lot to learn. Um, I need to spend more time on my advertising online and writing patterns. And I've really struggled with pattern writing. It's just not I'm not there yet. And what's great is I can do the formatting exceptionally well. So I noticed that that's an issue that some of the writers have, the people that write patterns, is that they have to pay somebody to format it for them so that it makes sense. I'm good at that part. So that's great. I'm struggling with figuring out, I know what I want to make. I just haven't figured out how to uh, write the pattern in such a way that is unique and not overdrawing from other people's patterns. And I'm really particular about quality and clarity of design and everything. So I'm being a little persnickety about it, but I think that's a good thing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get through the season. I have SAD. It's seasonal uh what is it, something disorder, where it's like in during like from mid-October to mid-January, I'm basically just an emotional zombie. Uh so I struggle this time of year every year since I can remember. It's always been difficult for me to find motivation. I need more vitamin D basically. It's like I need to get more sunlight, and actually that's a good idea. I should probably order some vitamin D now that I'm thinking about it. I have done that before and it was helpful. And I live in a place where we have a lot of sun most of the time, but that, like, today is very cloudy and I'm having a struggle day, so I made sure to take my medications. I should go take my vitamins. That would help. And I'm eating clean and that helps. All of that helps. And I love what I do. I love, 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 love crocheting. So I'm just lacking motivation to do the parts that I don't love, which is the finishing it off part. The final detail work. I love it. Well, no, I like it. I like the handmade aspect. I like thinking about, like, back in the day, everything was handmade, and especially around Christmas and the holidays, it's just so cool to be able to provide that service of like something that somebody sculpted for you that's unique, and each one is has different quirks, and I love it. Um I just I feel so disrespected, and I feel like my time has been so wasted by these people. I'm hurt, and I already have the dark clouds. Seasonal affective disorder, is that what it's called? I don't know. I know the acronym is SAD and it cracks me up. Uh, so of course it is. But yeah, it's kind of like an extra weight. It's like carrying an extra 100 pounds in your chest for 3 months straight, which is exhausting. And then you add all the chaos and stress of travel um, and all of that, and it's hard. I'm gonna stop and turn this so I can fix this in post. Okay. Uh, my volume's probably not good and my lighting's not very good right now, but bear with me. I am working on getting better at this whole content creation thing. So anyway, what was I talking about? SAD, that's right. It's actually pretty common for creators to have mental health disorders that they're cognizant of, which is I like to clarify it that way because I constantly hear like, oh, now everybody has autism and like it's in the water. Um, like everyone has mental health disorders, but I don't think that's necessarily it. I think that we've always been like this, and it's not necessarily unique to be autistic. As much as we're just more cognizant of the fact that there are different ways people's brains are wired, and in in order to be creative, you kind of need to have different access to different sensory abilities. You see things differently, you smell things differently, you feel things differently, and that helps create this amazing opportunity for um, creativity. And ADHD people tend to be actors, and they tend to be artists, and the I believe the reason for that is because we see the world differently. And I think that's been around for a very long time. It just didn't have a title to it. It didn't have as clear of an understanding. So I this is a very long rant for me today, so just go with it. I'm on an ADHD journey, and I'm trying to remember to look at the dot there so that I'm looking at you because I want to look here. And I guess that's like off to the side when I'm looking at it. Anyway, I need to get like a real camera for this. I don't know, maybe I'll put that on my Christmas list. So I'm trying to get better at the whole business end of things with the content creation, and I'm trying to find my way of what's my thing. Uh, I love what I do. I recently got more items to help with making my setup look more professional at these events. So I have a photo box that I have not used yet, and I think that's going to be what I'll do first is set up the photo boxes. I have not set it up completely yet. Make sure that's prepped and ready to go, and then finish off these dolls, take a picture of them, and then I really want a side quest and make a roomie today to have out on display, but I don't think I'm going to have time. So I'll try not to focus on that. I also got new display cubes that I love but are hard to put together. So I had debated pre-setting them and having them ready to go, or like breaking them down minimally so it's easier to kind of throw them up. It's probably a good idea, but it takes up more space. And this event is so arm wavy that I need to be able to bring everything in one cart. So it's very chaotic. So I need to be able to bring everything in one cart. So I've got to figure that out. Although I put all of my product, or at least most of it, in a large container. What's the word I'm looking for? Also an ADHD thing, or dyslexic thing, excuse me. I lose my words. Suitcase. I put everything in my big suitcase. It's my like European travel suitcase. So that is scrolly and that's helpful. So yeah, maybe I could do that. Let me think that through. I do need to kind of like put it together to see how I'm going to do it there. And I don't know if I'm going to have one or two tables. So I'm supposed to have two tables, but they didn't send me confirmation. I go every month, so chances are high they just forgot. There's a small possibility they're just like, screw this lady. But I make good money at the market, and that's one of the metrics that they use to decide who's going to be invited back. Obviously there's a pull for it. So I've talked to other vendors and I'm definitely doing better than a lot of them. So I think it's a fluke. I'm hoping they're just like they're consistently bad at their job. So I'm going to just assume that that's the case. Um, And that's, yeah, super frustrating. Like, I just wish that the company that hires them would hire somebody that's more professional and more qualified. And that's the thing, is like they hired out of scarcity, and now they could have anyone, they could get anybody to run that that would be significantly more qualified. But it's like, oh well, they've been here for years and now we're just used to them being here, but like they're still doing a bad job. So that's just so frustrating, like especially when like they run under the radar for so long and nobody wants to deal with it. So we all have to suffer as vendors, as community members, and it's not uncommon. I've moved around a lot. My family's always been extremely involved. We've raised money for the March of Dimes. We raised money for churches and schools and cities. And like we've been very involved in our communities. And it's super hit or miss. Sometimes you come in and you've got an amazing community leadership that is kind and generous and communicative. And like, it's all magic and ponies. That is not usually the case. Usually there's the power hungry grabbing. There's like, there's a lot of self-serving involved, and then you have people who genuinely want a strong community and people who just want power. And that's actually probably more common from what I've seen. Multiple different states, multiple different counties, and churches and all, and schools and everything. And that's unfortunately super common. So I'd like to say that I've adapted to it. I haven't. I have no patience for people who suck. None. So, um, yeah, I don't know. I have another event I could tag on, and I'm a little hesitant to. I should just do it. It's for people I like. So even if the event doesn't turn out awesome, it would still be kind of fun. I should just do it. I'm going to talk to them. I'll call them today. I think that'll make me feel better, because I would rather do an event that I know isn't going to have a huge draw, that has nice people running it, than anything else. And that's in 2 weeks. So I think they'll be fine. I think that's in 2 weeks. Ooh, is that on Friday? Okay, I should look that up. It's for my kids' school. I also got invited to a church one, and I'm more inclined to do church things because them cults be bringing in people. Um, sorry, try not to be offended if you are a churchgoer. I have no excuse. Sorry. I don't mind, and I do appreciate most good church going folk. However, I don't like the ones that are very pushy and rude and contradictory to their entire practice. I have a lot of church trauma from terrible people being in, doing terrible things in the name of the Lord. So I don't, I am a faith-based person. Let's just put it that way. But I don't like the showiness and the cultiness of it, where they like they cut off people from other people, and they try to uh over control, and I don't like that at all. So sorry if you don't like that. Please unsubscribe. If I'm not your cup of tea, that's okay. Sorry, not sorry. No offense. Offense. I don't know. I'm just in a mood. Uh, so anyway, now I'm just rambling to ramble at this point. I have a lot of work to get done. I need to get the house tidied up. I might just do that in between things today, because I have a lot to get done. I have a bunch of graphics I started, and I really want to print them out. And oh, that's what I got. I got um a thermal printer thing, like the thermal thing. So I got a bunch of that paper and stuff. So what I was going to do is print out signs and then do the thermal laminator. And that would make my display look nicer. So but it's very time consuming, and I don't have a lot of time today. So, okay. First of all,
need to finish these dolls. Second of all, need to print the graphics. And I'm going to call that the top priority. And if I have bonus time, I will clean, which I should be doing. Can always happen tomorrow. And use the thermal printer, which I've never used, so I'm really curious to use it. I have everything to make stickers too, but I don't think I have the capacity to deal with all of that right this second, because I have a bunch of graphics I need to finish up and da 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 da. But one of the really fun things I'm doing, and this is why I need to I have to take pictures. I have to take pictures, because if I sell these dolls, then I want to make sure that I have the pictures, because I'm using them for stickers. And that's one of those evergreen sale things where I don't have to keep remaking the doll. I can just make the stickers, and that's awesome. They don't take up a lot of space, and people freaking love stickers. So I'm going to be doing that. I just don't have the time to do that right this second, but at the very least, I need to get good photos of everything. And I also am doing pre-order. So this is kind of something I'm still debating on what to do. What I'm considering doing is creating a display of all of my Christmas items and putting like pre-order now with a December 18th at the latest delivery date. And instead of selling them right then and there, and I can always sell them, I can like soft sell them. So I can let people know they're on display, but if you really want it, you can pay full price for it now to like, this is yours and you'll get it probably after this weekend. So that way I can at least do my second show. So I'll let them know by Saturday it'll be available for delivery. Because most people can wait a week. If they're like, oh, I have something tomorrow, I need like, fine, whatever, take it. But this season, because I'm getting all my I had planned on taking all my Christmas orders last month at the last market that got canceled. So since that didn't happen and now we're out of time, I'm not doing custom orders. I'm doing pre-orders for dolls that I've already made. That way I know what to expect. I know how long they take, and I feel confident that I can pump those out without it being hugely problematic or not being able to deliver. So I'm not worried about those. I'm not going to be taking any custom orders. I can take the orders, but I cannot guarantee that they will be done by Christmas at this point. So that's kind of where I'm at. And it will depend on the person. Like if it's somebody I really like, I'm probably more likely going to do it, but or at least try. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, okay. Finish the dolls that I already have in process, which I have, let's see, I think that one's pretty much done. I have like some like accent things I need to do. Need to, not need to. It's like I could do, and it's not a huge deal if I don't get to it. But it's like the whites of the eyes on these guys. Like to get those. I think they look cute when you do the little white under there. And facial features on this guy, I could do it or not. I gotta tuck in. Let me get my other stuff. I'm gonna tuck in all the ends of this guy, which won't take very long. I have to tuck in the ends of this and add the palm to the top of this. And then that guy has a couple facial features that I wanted to finish, but it's not the end of the world if I don't. I have this guy, which I think is done. I don't know, I might add the whites on here if I have time. And then I have a reindeer. Let me grab a reindeer over here. I have a reindeer, or actually, no, this is just a doe. A doe here that needs to be stuffed and finished. And I found out last night that I don't have very much white. I thought I had ordered more than enough. Apparently I did not. So, oops. I have a gigantic Santa, and I made all the parts, so now I need to stuff it, put it together, do the facial details. This is going to take me a while. So, but he's huge, and I'm very excited. I really wanted to make a Mrs. Claus too, ran out of time. But that's part of the reason I want to get to making the signs if I can. I'd like to prioritize that, because if I can at least get a picture of Mrs. Claus on there, got this like all over the place. Then I can put pre-order, and there was two elves as well that I could do. So I don't know. I think I think I need to make like a lookbook. Oh, maybe that's the way to go. Yeah, that's probably the way to go. That's probably the quickest thing I can do is just toss pictures up and make a little lookbook. And I have everything I need for that. I think I might do that. And then that way people can kind of flip through things that I've already made that I know I can make quickly and uh special order from there. I think that's the move. I can do like two pictures per page. I've got all the materials. I've got all the sleeves and stuff I need. I can clear a binder. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So the plan is I have ADHD and we'll see what I get done. Yeah.
I'm still learning how to do the hair thing, so I found a boar's head hairbrush seems to work the best. I think that's like a imitation boar's hair, which does not work as well as an actual boar's hair. But I cannot confirm or deny whether that is fake or not. Anyway, side quest. This is such a cute little coat. I love it so much, and I kind of want to like see if that would work with other dolls that I'm making. I had considered. I have an idea for a unique crochet plushie, and hopefully I'll get that done this spring, and I want to make different clothes for it. So this is the dreaded Santa Claus, which, by the way, it is now December 15th that I'm doing this voiceover, and I have still not completed that Santa. I have lost all motivation to finish this Santa. I did finally get around to making a small Grinch, which was highly suggested and recommended by people, and no one purchased it from any of my shows. So, sad face. But lots of people were excited about it. This is actually a second turtle that I've made. I sold, I think, three of this type, the turtle Christmas trees. So that was my top seller for turtles this year. I sold two of the gingerbread turtles, and I have a feeling I would have sold more of the Santa turtles had I made more than one. And the rose turtles, I for sure would have sold one at each one of my shows. So I need to make the rose. I sell a rose turtle every show. I feel like it's been every single show I've gone to that I've had one, and they take a while. But they sell really well. I was selling them for $45. All these specialty ones are $45, and they seem to sell well at that price point. Um, Arguably, the rose definitely takes longer than this one, but probably on par with the Christmas tree. So I don't know. I feel like 45 is a good price point for that. But these were so much fun to make, and I kind of just want to make them all year round. But there are so many cute turtle patterns, and we actually do a turtle rescue here. Okay, I seriously need to go to bed, but it's the night before a show, and I sold out all of my turtles. So I made some more, and I have some special orders, and I made some new ones, and yeah, I should go to bed. Drink your water. Okay, so I am mad dash prepping for a show which may or may not be my last show of the season. I might add another one next Friday. Probably will add another one next Friday. Um, and yeah, I'm trying to get through as many things as possible. I wanted to hit one of each like main character. So I'm still working on my Santa. It's quite an endeavor, and at this point, I might just end up keeping him because he's a lot. And I don't keep anything. I typically sell everything eventually, and I I need to like I don't know. I might keep him. Might sell him. We'll see. If I can get to him today, I will finish him off before today's show. I'm more likely to sell him at today's show than any other show, I think. Because he's quite rotund. But I didn't like the eyes that I have, and it called for eyebrow eyes, which I had never heard of. And I ordered them, but I don't think they're gonna get here today. So I haven't put the eyes on, so I haven't completed him, but he's like mostly done. It might take me like an hour, and I don't know if I really have that time. So what I think I'll end up doing is take it with me, like I did at the last show, and I'll I'll let it, maybe like I'll try to work on it because it's kind of like a low stakes thing. If it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done. And if I'm super busy and I don't have time to work on it, that's also fine. I'm a little nervous. This show I've heard good things about, and I went recently. It's at an art place. I've heard great things from somebody who's an artist there, and we actually ended up buying our first original art piece there, and as a family, which was really cool. It was a lot of fun because we all resonated with this very specific artist. All four of us, me and my husband and our two kids, and she was there, and I loved her energy, and she explained the art piece to us, and it very much resonated with our family and some of the stuff we're kind of going through with um, feeling a little displaced because we're on a temporary job thing where this is, we're not going to stay here forever. And we were only going to be here for 2 years. It's been 3. And we're trying to figure out like the exit strategy because none of us want to stay here forever. But we are enjoying ourselves in certain capacities. I'm doing really well with my business. The kids are doing really well with school. My husband started a different job than he's been doing with the company for a long time. So he's really enjoying that. And it's kind of we're our direction is very off from what we had originally anticipated. So we're all kind of in a no man's land mentally. And this art piece very much spoke to that. It's a crow and it's in flight, and it's very hopeful. So we feel very flighty, but it's more of like a hopeful arrow. We are moving in some form of direction, and even though we have nowhere to land immediately. There's beauty in the flight. That's kind of what we took from it. So we're trying to enjoy the journey as it is right now, and I'm trying to focus just on my business and getting it off the ground, and trying to, I'm trying to keep in mind like I have a I have a pretty decent clientele here, and if we leave, that means I'm going to probably lose a good amount of that, and I'd have to start all over again with finding good markets and everything. However, that's why I'm doing YouTube, and I'm trying to take pictures of everything. And I'm creating a lookbook. So I actually printed out, and I got to figure out what's going on with my printer settings or something, because things are not printing very vibrant. It's very muddled, and that's unfortunate, but I do not have time to deal with that today. But I made a really cool looking, let me grab it real quick. So I think I need to remake this first page, but I made like a bestsellers catalog, and I explained that if they pre-order now, that I can have everything available by December 18th. So I printed out, I took some good pictures, but it's very muddled, unfortunately. But yeah, I took some pictures of the Christmas stuff that I had made just in case I sold it, and I sold most of it. The only thing I didn't sell were these two. Um, but these are all previously made and sold. So rather than trying to mad dash remake them, I figured I could show pictures. I have not made this one. This is a stock photo. I added it in because I'm in the process of making this one right now, but I just wanted to be able to show them. But eventually, what I'd like to do is I want to recreate this lookbook and have a catalog on my website of my favorite patterns and where I got them from. So if somebody wants to make it for themselves, they can go buy the pattern and make it themselves. And I'm a big fan of people making their own things. And actually, that was an interesting conversation I had. So anyway, this was supposed to be the Halloween one. I kind of screwed it up and I switched a couple things. But again, I was kind of in a hurry, and I'm just trying to like get as much printed out in a lookbook as possible. Anyway, I had an interesting conversation with somebody about the they know somebody who is a crocheter, and they were legitimately looking like maybe buying them a crochet gift. And it got me thinking, because my first response was, yeah, by all means, like get her something or don't. That's totally fine with me. But I love getting crochet gifts, and I actually buy myself a lot of crochet things when I'm out and about and I see another crochet artist. I will frequently buy another crochet artist stuff. So I think it's important to support everybody as much as possible in this community, especially. And yeah, I didn't know how I felt about it until I talked about it. But that was kind of, as somebody who's not a crocheter, they're like, am I cheating on them if I buy them this? I mean, is it kind of rude to buy them somebody else's crochet art? It's a good question. Um, and I don't think it is. Maybe I'll put it on Threads, because we get some pretty decent responses on Threads. I've been surprised. I just recently started using it, and I'm very old, so it's taking me a minute to figure out how it works. But I so far it's kind of intriguing, and I like the conversation. So maybe I'll post it on Threads under crochet and just be like, what do you guys think? Is this like, is it taboo for a non-crocheter to buy their crochet friend a crochet item? Because I know that if I got a crochet item from somebody like, hey, I found this person selling these at a market, I would be very impressed that they cared enough about my craft to want to support somebody else within my craft. And I would love that. And I think the only thing that would make me sad is if they didn't know the difference between a Temu crochet, which those people very likely are not getting paid, well enough for their craft, and people are buying them dirt cheap and reselling them for a profit, which I think is gross. Um, Especially for something that has to be crocheted, has to be handmade, cannot be mass produced in an ethical way for that low of a cost point. It is unethical as far as I am concerned. And that would make me sad if I saw a Timu item. I'd be like, ugh. I appreciate the artist. I appreciate the person who did it. I don't appreciate that they did not get paid appropriately for this. And somebody else got enriched for it. That makes me sad. And I don't know if I would tell them, uh, but I have an idea. My family talks a lot. We hang out and we chat, often over whiskey. And yeah, maybe over this holiday, I can inform them. I can teach them and let them know, like, if you're ever looking for crochet items for people, there's certain things to look out for. And just doing a basic Google image search, if you if you take a picture of it and you do a Google image search and you see a lot of the exact same picture and not multiple different kinds of the same picture, it's probably from Timu. And if yeah, anyway, that's a little complex, but my family's a little complex, so I feel like they can handle it. So I'm making a candy cane. I got this off of Premiere, which I love, and I just got my box of Premiere just in time because I had just run out of my sparkly red cardinal glitz. And I started doing this candy cane. It's a free pattern from Premiere that they just posted, I think today or yesterday. Yesterday, and I love it. There's another one they posted that I think it's like a gigantic Christmas ornament ball, and I don't think I have time for that, but I really want to make it. But this is super cute. I've been looking for a candy cane. My husband just told me this morning, of all the things I've made, I'm missing a candy cane. But I am gonna quickly, so here's my Santa that I need to finish. I actually had a request for a baby Santa hat, and this is just a little too big for the baby's head. So I'm actually dropping this off today, or not dropping it off. I'm stopping by today to try this on the baby. So this is for the Santa, but since I don't think I'm going to finish it today, I said, hey, why don't I stop by and let's fit the baby for it, and that way I can, if I need to remake it, then I'll remake it, and if this fits, then I'll just give this to her and I'll remake another Santa hat for Santa. So that I think is cool. So that is done. I have an insane amount of just yarn out at this point because I'm trying to get as much done as possible. And yeah, so let me give you the tour of all the cool fun things I've made. I've made two of these. Two of them are for orders, but one of them is not necessarily due right now, so I'm going to take it to my market tonight. I finally got around to making a tiny Grinch, and I made a gingerbread man finally. That was on my list. I made the dough. It's got the little things on here. I hate how big the eyes are. This is the eyes that it called for, and I hate it. So it's just too big. It looks just a little too derpy. So I'm frustrated. So I added some like eye markings here. My husband said adding eyebrows could help. So actually I'm going to put this in my finish it off file because I think adding eyebrows might help kind of like balance out the way too big eyes. And then I made another gingerbread turtle because this one sold at the last market. And I would like to get to making another rose turtle and a Santa turtle. I don't know if I have enough time. Probably not, but I'm going to try. I've been up since 5:30 this morning, and it's like, I don't know, almost 10 or something. I have to leave by 2, so I only have a few hours left. I have all my boxes ready to go. I wanted to take pictures before I go, and I had some things I wanted to print out. So I don't know what I'm going to get done, but wish me luck as I attempt to get as much done as possible. And oh, I got the new blocks I got for my market are awesome. I will take pictures. I cannot take pictures at my other market because it's a private venue. But this one is public. I can take pictures, so hopefully I can get that set up and get some photos of it. Finally. And I love these little block cubes that I got. And I wish I could remember who recommended them. I will figure it out at some point and tag it. But it is magic. And I created this little like block
thing, and it's they're like wire and they have like plastic between, and it's in my color for my business and everything, so it's cool. Uh, but yeah, I created like a little Santa studio. So that's what I want to do again today is create a little Santa studio. So I have everything out there that they can see all my different items. And then in the middle is me, and I've got a little sign that says Santa's Workshop or Mrs. Claus Workshop. Does it say Santa's Workshop? Hold on. Oh, it does. It says Santa's Workshop. I think I need to change this to Mrs. Claus Workshop because one of my jokes that I was telling them is that there, as I was making stuff, people get a huge kick out of it. They like to see you like physically make it. So I was like, Mrs. Claus does all the work anyway. So, yeah. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna get stuff done. Wish me luck.